Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is the Hunter Call of the Wild. And this is episode 2 in our bow series. There will be 3 episodes in this series. So the first episode, we hunted moose using the 600 grain to see how effective I was at taking moose down. Did it drop them straight away or not, basically? And we found that it pretty much didn't. And it's not a great weapon for hunting moose with, unless you hit him in the heart or something like that. So right now we are using the bow, the 70-pound bow. 60-pound bow, 70-pound bow, basically the same thing. It doesn't make any difference as far as integrity goes. The 70-pound is meant to be a little bit less accurate and a little bit more powerful with a higher velocity, so the arrow travels a little bit more quickly. Right now we are hunting a white-tailed deer, and we're going to do, in this episode, we're going to kill whitetail, blacktail, roe deer, fallow deer, coyotes and foxes, and see what arrows we need to use to keep 100% integrity and also get a bit of an idea. You can see there's a deer through the bushes there. I have been calling for quite a while and quite a few deer have come in, and now I'm harvesting them, as you might say. Now, one thing I've noticed with this game, I'm not a hunter, I'm not into hunting, and I've played this game, really enjoyed it, and I watched a few hunting videos of people hunting deer and boar and stuff like that, and I am amazed at how similarly in this game I act to actual hunters. So there you go, we've killed a white-tailed deer and we have 100% integrity using the 420 grain arrow. It was a nice shot, went through both lungs I think there. So you can see there with this 420 grain arrow, takes out deer straight away. They don't run unless you do a terrible shot like hit them just in the lower leg or something, but so long as you hit a vital organ, you're pretty much they're going to drop on the spot. So I just distracted myself from what I was saying, and as you can see there's another deer just directly in front of me there. I was actually going after another deer that's just behind the rock. One of the advantages with the bow is that it doesn't make a lot of noise, and if you stay crouched, you can see here I'm going to approach another deer now. It didn't run when I shot that other one. That was a little bit unusual. I would have expected that one to be that close normally to run, so maybe the game bugged out, but definitely they don't tend to run or run anywhere as far if they do run. What normally makes them run is if you hit a deer and the deer runs. If that deer runs past another deer, it will spook the other deer. Because they're dropping straight on the spot, they're not spooking anyone unless it's really close and or they see it go down. So maybe that's why the other one didn't run, because it wasn't looking in the other direction. And they've got to be pretty close to hear the bow or hear the impact as well. So that's a white-tailed deer once again. Just clipped both lungs there, but took it down with straight away. And let's check out this one. This one is a black-tailed deer. You can tell because the tip of the tail is black. And there's probably other ways you can tell, but I don't know enough about it. So there you go, 100% integrity with the 420 grain, and once again just dropped it straight away. So this is why I suggest if you're a beginner, get the bow quickly, get these 420 grain arrows and just start hitting whitetails, blacktails if you're on that map, or if you're on the European map, roe deer and fallow deer, and just hit heaps of them. You'll earn lots of cash, get lots of XP, and be able to sort of level up quickly. Now this is the first time I had a mission where I had to kill a roe deer. I had to use the roe scent, which is basically roe urine. Eau de toilette. So I attracted it and it went straight into these reeds and didn't come out. I waited ages, I moved around to try and attract it further out and it wouldn't come out. So I decided, okay, I'm going in after you. I'm pretty sure if you are a beginner you won't be able to do this. Because I've unlocked some perks and things. I have some perks that make me a bit quieter and some that make me a little bit better camouflaged as well. And I think the ones that make me quieter is really helping me here, because I think if you're a beginner, once you get pretty close to it, it'll just run. It is hard to see through these reeds though. And I don't know if you can make it out, it's right there in front of me now. Its head just moved, which just gave it away. And as you can see, this bow with a 420 grain, and like I say, it doesn't matter whether it's this 70 pounder or a 60 pound bow, does exactly the same thing to these deer. Just takes them out. And the thing is, like if you're a beginner, you don't have to run very far. So this is a roe deer and 420 grain, you can see there, 100% integrity. Because they don't run, you can get more kills and do it quicker and all that. So this is another roe deer. This one a male. It's conveniently stopped for me. And there you go. And you can see a deer running off behind it there. I think it was actually a fallow deer. I was using the deer bleat caller that you are equipped with when you first start the game, and it attracts pretty much any deer. So it attracted 2 different kinds there. So good shot. You can see the arrow there, and once again 100% integrity, and dropped it straight away. So yeah, there you go. And because it's quiet to the bow, if you're beginner, you can actually just sit there and keep calling if there's like a whole herd, and just sort of take them out one by one. I have actually done the best I've done is 13 without really moving. So yeah, accidentally pulled out my gun there. That definitely won't keep the integrity with that particular gun. This is a male. Now it was moving, but I was scared it was going to move away too far away, so I took the shot. It wasn't a good shot. Hit it in the back half of the body, so I kind of thought it might do a runner, but it actually died, so we're probably a bit lucky there. Yeah, it has got little horns. Some of the roe deer have quite small antlers, sorry, so they're hard to see. And you can see there it died because we hit in the spine. That's why it died straight away. I think if we hit the back half, it might have run a little bit. Probably still wouldn't have got far, because these broadheads really do tear them up. 720 score is not a bad score for a roe deer. It's very hard to get gold scores on roe and blacktail and those sort of smaller deer, but you can get them definitely. I think you can get diamond scores on them too. But okay, so I'm definitely now hunting a fallow deer. That is antler rattler, which you can unlock. You won't have it when you start. It's supposed to attract male deer, which we can see a fallow deer here. And this is why you need to be ready early with your bow. Look at this, he all of a sudden just decided to come straight for me. And it looks, I think we might have got a heart shot there. So yeah, you got to be ready and start aiming as soon as they start moving towards you. Because if a step closer, it would have seen me and either run off, or it might have actually rammed me. Sometimes they do ram you with their antlers. So I'm doing a bit more calling because I know there's more deer in the area, and as we've seen, if they run, they don't run far, and often they don't run at all because bow's pretty quiet. So this one does have nice antlers. If you're wondering why I kind of walk over their head, it's so I can crush the vegetation near the head, so you can get a good look at the antlers and the animal itself. So 100% integrity, quite a good trophy rating on this one. It's not 766, I think it says. It's not enough for a gold. Sorry, yeah, for a gold. Gold you got to get 800, and diamond you got to get 950, which I have never got. The highest score you can get is 1,000. So this is to show I'm not perfect. I'm stalking another male now, just not far from the other one, and you can see they just ran. So just so that you don't think that I just magically walk up to them all and I never run and I shoot them all, because it might look like that when you're watching videos like this. But yeah, often I do spook them and they get away. Or I don't see exactly how close they are and I push the boundaries a little bit too much. So I thought the antler rattlers here would only attract the males. I know there's a lot of females in the area, so I'm using the antler rattlers to hopefully just attract the male. And imagine my surprise when I saw all these females coming. So I can see the male, there it is. I'm going to forget about the females and just aim for the male. I'm going to rush this shot a little bit. It's probably a bit far out, but what I was worried about is that the females would get too close to me, get spooked, run, and then spook the male. If it's a good male, like has a really high trophy rating, sometimes they'll just run and you'll never see them again. You'll see the females, but you won't see the males again. This one does have good antlers, but not that good, so we won't get a great rating on it. You can see where the arrow went in there. Good shot. Particularly for that sort of range. You can see the range up there in the top right hand, the third green line down. I can't read it at the moment because the video editing screen I've got is very small and it's quite chunky, and I can't really read the text very well. So this is another roe deer which I stalked for ages, and it was really cagey. I couldn't get it to come close. Now the game does still have some bugs. They've just actually releasing a patch just came out actually just now before I edited. So this is the previous patch, but the new patch just came out where they fixed up a bit of the multiplayer aspects, and they've fixed up a few things, like they changed the sounds of the distressed deer caller that you used to attract bears, so it doesn't sound like the rabbit caller anymore. Now here it's a bit of a glitch. You see this is walking into the rock. It started walking to the rock, which was okay for me. It made it stationary, so I took the shot, but there's little bugs like that. Sometimes when you shoot animals they don't fall over, they die standing up, which is also another bug. So this one's antlers are okay, not bad, but not fantastic, so I don't think we'll get a great score. But once again, you can see even with the bucks, they just drop straight away when you hit him with the 420 grain. 729, not a bad score, but not enough to get a gold score. But if you do want to get, if you're a beginner and you want to get good integrity and try and get a gold, there are missions, so we've got to get a couple of gold white tails and stuff like that. The bow is a great way to do it because you're pretty much assured of getting the 100% quick kill bonus. And once again, just showing that things do go wrong for me. I was ready there, about to line up my shot. It does take a while to aim the bow, and yeah, things go wrong. But I didn't fire and or anything, so I didn't spook them too far. And that's a male. As you can see, the bow just, yeah, obliterates them. So yeah, as I think I was saying at the start of the video, I sidetracked myself, as I do, that I found myself that the things I do in this game are very similar to what hunters really do, insofar as, you know, after they shoot an animal, they just stay still and stay hidden, because they don't want to spook any other animals, and things like this happen, where an animal just basically walk up. Now that one's done a runner. It was a very long range shot for the bow, so it'll be interesting to see how far away from it we were when we hit it once we find it, if we find it. So that was an example of one where it didn't take it down straight away, and it looks like because we hit it in the back half. You really need to hit him in the front half, so you hit the lungs mainly is what you want to get. Obviously if you hit the heart, spine or brain, yep, no problem. But so this is a really long range shot. I'm using the bottom marker on my sights in the hope that I'll hit it. It's doing a runner. I don't think I hit it. I think I just hit a tree or something near it. So let's go now and have a look at this buck. Quite small antlers indeed, so it won't be worth a lot. It's got a fairly low trophy rating. So now let's see if we can track this other one that we hit. See if we can find a blood mark somewhere. So I think, yeah, they've done a really good job with this game, because as I say, I've found the game, there we go, the hit is a non-vital hit. So, yeah. Oh, as I'm tracking it, I come across this guy. Just sort of, I was just crouched and I came up behind him, there he was, so... I can't remember if I was going for his spine there, or if I was just trying to get a brain shot. I can't remember, but... it put it down anyway. That next shot, it didn't really hit any vitals at all. Just, but sometimes the next shots just take them down anyway. I mean, there's so many nerves and arteries in the neck that, you know, that it probably counts for a higher damage. So this is the one we hit. You can see there we hit it in the back, sort of upper thigh. Not a great spot. We did actually reach some internals, but so we didn't get the quick kill bonus, but we still got the integrity, and you can see that it didn't take that long to kill it. And that over 30 meters that shot was, I think that's what it said there. You can probably read it better than me, but that's a really long range for a bow, or it's long range for me with a bow anyway. This is the .270 Huntsman rifle. I think I was just trying to get to somewhere else to hunt something else with a bow, and I came across this one on the way, and I didn't want to take the time to do the bow hunting, so I just shot it. I just thought you might be interested in it. So it's a fallow deer, and as you can see there, I've got 0 integrity. So the .27 Huntsman .270 Huntsman is too powerful a gun to use on fallow or roe. I think whitetail and blacktail as well. I don't quote me on that, but yeah, it's too powerful a gun for that particular species. So we're back to bow hunting again, and this time I'm hunting a coyote. This is the only coyote video I have for you. They aren't too hard. Oh, they aren't too hard. They're not as hard as foxes, coyotes, to get with a bow, but they are difficult. And this one's at fairly long range, but you have to take chances a lot of times with coyotes and shoot at fairly long range. The coyotes will sometimes come up fairly close. Foxes virtually never do. Now that particular coyote, was that a coyote or a fox? It was a coyote, right? Yeah, here it is. I'm coming up to the body now. Yep. So we'll just check out. This is with a 420 grain arrow. And you can see we've got 100% integrity. So it turned out to be a really nice shot. So with a coyote, you can kill them with a 420 grain, which really surprised me. I thought I'd have to drop down to 300 grain, but you don't have to. So 420 grain coyotes, when you hit them with a 420, they just always drop straight away. I have hunted them with a 300 and not so good. This is a fox. And once again, 420 grain, but this time 0 integrity. You can see the arrow. This one was running away from me, and the arrow went straight through it, and 0 integrity. So with a coyote, you can use the 420 grain and have 100% integrity. With a fox, you have to use the 300 grain, which is the smallest of the arrows. That was interesting. I thought the coyotes, you'd have to use 300 grain too, but you don't. I don't think if you use a 300 grain a coyote, a lot of time that doesn't kill them very quickly at all. So you really want to use the 420 grain if you can. So this is another one where I used a 420 grain. It didn't actually die straight away. It got to run a little bit. 0 integrity again, because it was just ended up being just like a glancing shot on this particular fox. Sorry, I forgot to actually record the shots on those couple. But fear not, because I have a fox here, as you can see. I'm lining up on it, but it's just a little bit too far. I do want to risk the shot because I'd been hunting this one for quite a while and getting frustrated because I wanted to get some bow hunting, actual shooting a fox with a bow footage for you, and I was getting frustrated. One of the things about this game is if you set out to do something, it almost never happens. Now, this one's getting a bit closer to me. Now I take the shot. So yeah, what I found a tactic with the coyotes and foxes is I call them for ages. What they tend to do is circle you at about 25 meter range. If you've got a rifle, it's not so hard. But if you're trying to bow hunt them, it's really difficult. So what I have found is I call them. Then I walk up to them. Oh, it looks like I didn't have the actual final footage of the other one, or maybe I got some footage mixed up here and we just saw one of the screens for one of the ones I just shot. I don't know. Anyway, we've just shot this guy. Let's have a quick look at him. So this one is a 300 grain arrow. I can tell by the blue fletching. So 100% integrity, and as you can see, this one we hit in the spine. I know why I showed you the previous one, even though I didn't have the final kill screen, was to show you that the 300 grain on a fox will drop the fox straight away. So if you hit him anywhere a decent shot, it just drops him straight away. So it's not a big drama that you can't use the 420 grain on him, because the 300 grain still just drops them immediately. So yeah, with foxes and coyotes, I find call them and then move forward towards them, and you can catch them off guard. Now at this stage, I got really annoyed. I'd been hunting these guys for ages and I couldn't get them to come close enough for a bow shot. So I got out my Rhino 454 pistol for complete overkill. Like, see that one there? It's running. They kept doing that. As soon as I came reasonably close, they just ran away again. So I just got really annoyed, as you can see. So there's 2 of them running there. One of them's down. So yeah, I know it's not bow hunting, but I thought I'd show it to you for a bit of a laugh. So I was actually quite proud. I hit it twice. 0 integrity rating with the Rhino 454, but amazingly it actually didn't die on the first shot. It wasn't a very good hit, but the second shot managed to finish it off. I'm sure it would have died anyway eventually from that first shot. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. So the next video will have, you know, bison and bear and red deer and elk and all that sort of stuff in it, and wild boar. And so stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, subscribe and have fun.